a returning champion, a returning offender, a returning champion. We'll go with that. Roger Earl from Foghat, from Savoy Brown, huge friend of the show with big news. You're invading the UK soon. You guys are, aren't you?
Yeah, we're doing 3 dates in the UK. We're doing the HRH Prague 15th anniversary on Saturday the 15th.
Cool.
And then we're playing O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire in London, 11/16th. I'll be seeing a bunch of my old oppos and mates there. And then on Tuesday, we're playing Band on the Wall in Manchester. And I'm really looking forward to that one because we can play as long as we like there. The other nights, we have a set 75-minute set.
Nice.
We haven't been there since 1973.
Yeah, I was going to ask, it's been that long?
Yeah. I think our manager at the time, our original manager, had issues with Europeans.
Oh.
I don't know. I go on with just about everybody.
So what's the different? You've been in America for so long and you've toured America for so long. What's like, are there some major differences you can cite between a UK audience these days and an American audience, or have we become more the same?
I don't know because I haven't played in the UK, but people are people the world over.
Right. We all want the same thing.
Of course, we speak a similar language.
Yes.
And sing a similar language and play a similar language because, the UK grows up sort of listening to American music. I certainly did anyway. That's where I got it all from. So this is the land of music and this is where it all comes from. And so I guess it's almost second or third hand. No, it's not. Actually, I'm really excited about going there.
That's great.
Yeah, it is going to be great. Just 3 dates.
Nice. And what part of UK did you grow up in? Was it the Manchester area?
No. Southwest London and Central London. I'm an Arsenal fan, so we're going to Manchester, where they've got 2 of the finest clubs in the world, Manchester City and Manchester United.
Right.
Without those 2 cities, without those 2 clubs and probably Arsenal as well, there will be no Premier League. They're upset.
Right. Yeah, there you go. What are you looking forward to the most? Connecting with people, playing
all of them, actually. Probably all of them. Just to play in front of people, and I'm looking for. Hey, I love every night that I get a chance to play.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, it's like hurry up and wait. Sitting in a car, getting on a plane, getting in a car, driving another 200 miles, sitting in a hotel, hurry up and wait, getting to the gig, do a sound check, and then sitting backstage and waiting. Yeah. But the hour and a half we get to play, it's the best. I love what I do. I love what I do.
And you guys are on fire right now too. I see a lot of videos on YouTube from fans and that you folks post on Facebook. I mean, you're still having a ball, and you work on your craft a lot. Like every time we get together in person or online, you have sticks in your hands.
It's not working today. Look,
that's a broken stick.
No, it's not working.
How much do you play when you're not playing, if you know what I mean? You know, when you're not.
I play on pads. I do have an electronic drum kit upstairs, which I rarely use. I got it a bunch of years ago when I fell and broke my back, and I wanted to sit down and still be able to play on a kit. And it's a lot of fun, twiddling with the brain and getting some drum sounds. But I love real drums, real pedals.
Yeah. That organic rebound off of a real drum head. There's nothing like it.
Well, actually, it's so easy to play on electronic drums; they just fly off.
Yeah, the mesh kits are like throwing a super ball at it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're much better than you really are. But they're tools. I used it during COVID and played on a couple of records for other people, or some songs actually, and that was interesting, something I hadn't done before. But playing live with
Yeah.
a roll band.
Yeah. So what's happening after you get back from the UK?
We're taking a break. We're working on a new album. We've finished. I've laid down about 12 tracks, and we've got sort of rough vocals and guitars on them. But we're probably going to redo some of the guitars because we like to play together at our studio down in Orlando.
Yeah.
And there's that, and then we're taking off until March. Then we'll go down to a studio again, and we'll probably put 3 or 4 different songs, maybe half a dozen songs in the set, and hit the road. We're gonna roll till we're old, rock till we. Oh, I don't feel very well.
When's the last time you were in Japan?
Never been there. I would
Oh,
love
really?
Yeah, no, never been there.
I didn't know that.
Nobody's invited us. Actually, there's a couple of people that we send our wine to once a year.
Yeah.
And that's about it. They play our records, and I know we have a number of fans there that have got in touch with us.
Oh, they'd go nuts over you there.
Well, anybody in Japan listening to this, please invite us. We'd love to come over.
Yeah, bring Foghat to Japan.
Send us after money. We'll be on your doorstep.
Plus, in my opinion, which is worth whatever, the best food in the world is in Japan. I mean, that could start a whole other fight, a food fight, get it? But seriously, the food there is just incredible.
Yeah, one of my favorite go-to foods is Japanese food, sushi and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
We have out here on Long Island, we have a couple of really good restaurants. So, if I'm being lazy, I say, "How about some sushi tonight, honey?" And she goes, "Okay."
Perks
Yeah,
up.
that's one of my favorites. Scott as well. Scott Holt that's one of his favorites too.
Yeah, Enja as well. And when we went to Japan, this was fall of 2019. I had just found out that I'm diabetic, and I said, "There's no way we're going to Japan, and I'm not going to try the rice, and I'm not going to have the ramen, and I'm not, I had to cheat."
Right, noodles, yeah,
and it was worth it.
Did you suffer?
No, I didn't, and I'm doing okay with it now too. It's
Good,
so much better. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't got that one yet. I've got a bunch of other stuff, but nothing life-threatening.
Yeah. Well, you got that weird accent still.
Hey, are you going? Yeah, I'm a New Yorker.
Hey, that's right. Let's go way, way back to Savoy Brown.
Yeah.
And what were some of the influences at that time, and what were some of the other fellow hot acts at the time when you guys were active? And for those youngsters out there who might, or even older people who might not know who Savoy Brown is, look them up. Enjoy that.
One of the things was BB King's 100th, would have been BB King's 100th birthday, and somebody called me and asked me if I would say a few things. And I remembered back in 1969 we did some shows with BB King. Now that was our first tour with Savoy Brown over here, and we're playing on the stage. BB's a relatively young man, but older than us, and here we are, 5 kids from London saying we're playing on the same stage as BB King. And we sort of stood in the wings. It was Fillmore East, and I think the Fillmore West we played with him as well.
Wow.
And a couple of dates in the Midwest as well. And it was like magic. Also played up in Boston. We played with some other blues artists. It was. This person here.
Oh.
Buddy Guy.
Wow. Legendary.
I was presenting an award to him at the Blues Awards down in Memphis. He won Best Guitarist, Best Single, Best Album. And then my co-producer, presenter rather, said, "Does Buddy Guy play piano? He probably won that too." But Buddy Guy, an absolutely beautiful man. I've met him a number of times. I've actually sort of had words with him. Oh, it's a quick one. Scott Holt was staying with me, and Buddy was playing out here on Long Island. And Scott played with Buddy for nearly 10 years, I think. And so we went to see him, and before we went on stage, we got in line backstage to go in and see Buddy, because it's all controlled. Anyway, Scott and I get in there, and I'm sitting down, and we're just chatting before he goes on stage, and he's got this bottle of 100-year-old cognac
wow.
sitting on the table, and he sees me eyeing it, and Buddy looks at me and he says, You want to try some of that?" And I said, "Yes, please, Buddy." He said, "Help yourself." It shouldn't have asked an Englishman to help himself the 100-year-old cognac. Anyway, I poured one for myself. I wasn't driving home. I gave that honor to Scott. And then we left, and somebody else went in. And Scott turns to me and he said, "He never offers that to anybody." And I said, "Well, he probably realized an Englishman would appreciate a fine cognac."
True.
Yeah,
True.
Buddy's special, and he's absolute. Even to this, I think he's claiming it might be his last year touring, but he's just absolutely brilliant. I mean, he's like magic.
You know what, Roger? A lot of people, I can't think of the exact pieces at the moment, but a lot of people don't know that it was not Eddie Van Halen who invented tapping. Eddie popularized it. Randy Rhoads did it. Steve Hackett's been doing it for decades. Alan Holdsworth did it. Buddy Guy, I believe, is the first guitarist that is cited for actually doing the tapping technique of playing. And that goes way back to, I think, the late 50s, early to mid 60s, if I remember
right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but Buddy is a monster. I'm not a guitar player, so I can't really speak to that. But yes, he played with his teeth behind his head, all over the place. Yeah, he and I think Jimi Hendrix would often sort of credit Buddy as being one of his influences.
Absolutely.
Buddy's beautiful.
That's awesome. What did you bring that you learned from Bing and Savoy Brown when you guys started Foghat? What experience did you know you needed to make sure you basically made part of the ethos of how Foghat was going to work? And little did you know you'd be in your 70s talking about this, and still active. But at the time, did you guys consciously say, okay, that stuff we did that worked, we're going to bring, whether it was on the business side, musically, getting along, traveling?
I don't think it was. I grew up being a blues and rock and roll fan. My first album I bought when I was about 13 or 14, maybe 15, was Muddy Waters live at the Newport Jazz Festival, which was the first time that you really heard his. And it's an incredible record, and that record, prior to that, I listened, to Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis. I'm a huge Jerry Lee Lewis fan. My father was also a piano player, and also my brother Colin was a piano player. But Muddy Waters, his drummer at that time was Francis Clay, and I would sit down on my kit and my pad listening. I had two 6-inch speakers in my dad's. I took over Dad's woodworking shop and soundproofed it. And I had a Grundig tape player in the house, and it came out, and I put all the songs on a tape, and Chuck Berry and Muddy Waters. And I would sit at that. Francis Gay was an incredible drummer. I couldn't play like him back then, probably couldn't play like him now, but he influenced me. Terrific fabulous shuffles, just like, you know, you see,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, like.
Yeah. And what year about was this?
So I was probably when I first got my drum kit, I was 15. I took drum lessons for about 3 years. What's my drum teacher's name? Chris Hewitt. He lived in Molesey, Staines area. I would ride my bike over there Saturday afternoons for my lessons. My father actually found him for me. Buddy Rich's Snare Drum Rudiments by Henry Adler. I think I got to page 2. No, I mean, I tried. One of the things I found difficult when I first started learning to play, were, you know, taking lessons, was I couldn't quite figure out applying what I was learning to a drum kit.
Interesting.
I struggle with that, and here's a quick story. When I was about 15, I was about to get my drum kit, and I said to Chris, I said, "You think I could get a drum kit now?" He said, "Of course you can. You know, you've got parents that will put up with it."
Right.
I mean, I saved up all my money. I worked 3 nights a week after school, and I had a job Saturday mornings in a bakery. So I saved all my money, and Dad signed on the dotted line for me. And I brought, it was a Marvin Gaye song. It's called "Baby Don't Do It," and I brought the record over to him, and I said, "What are the? I can't make out the drums on this." So he went out to his little shed, because normally we just sit on a pad, and he played it on the record player in his room, and then he played his drums to it. And it was a cocky little teenager says, "Oh, it doesn't sound quite right, Chris." And he said, "Well, that's because there's 3 drummers on there." I went, "Oh."
That's funny.
And it took, yeah, it was, but it, you know, it sort of puts you in this, and you go, So then I think that was when I started to figure, because I hadn't really worked on my pedal work other than, like, you know, time.
Yeah.
So when I got a drum kit, then I started figuring out what instruments were going on. There's all sorts of stuff: tambourines, congas, timbales, there's all this stuff, and I didn't know.
Right. You thought it was one guy just doing it all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is he? Some kind of like octopus on the drum kit? But
Right.
learning that stuff is a lot of fun. But I mainly learned how to play just listening to records. That's you know, I had a really good teacher, and I think he taught the Kinks drummer as well. I read somewhere.
Oh, interesting.
There's a drum book out with some of the drummers of the 60s. I get an honorable mention, which is kind of nice.
Oh, wow. There you go.
And I think the Kinks drummer talks about, Chris Hewitt. So we had the same drum teacher. He was a really cool guy. He played with a lot of American jazz musicians that came over to England and the UK, and he would tour with them. Usually, like just a piano player and then a bass player and drummer from England. Or actually, they would often bring a bass player from the States as well, a piano and bass player, and then they get a drummer over there. So that was interesting. He talked about that.
That's great. Do you listen to much current music, Roger? Like stuff that's coming out these days?
No, to be honest with you, no. Occasionally, Brian will turn me on to some stuff, and Scott will. Brian and Scott listen to a lot of newer bands, I should say, or newer music. I'm kind of stuck. I'm not stuck actually, but I know what I like.
I do know. I'm the same way. I mean,
I mean, the sort of music I like to play. And I mean, I can do other stuff. I never grew up, never really played in a pop band, and sometimes I kind of regretted that, or not regretted it, but I missed out on some stuff. Playing in bars for 6 or 7 hours. Like Brian did and Rodney did, but I always played in a rock and roll blues band since I was 15 years old, 16 years old. That was the music I liked. I go to the clubs in London, see the Stones, the Yardbirds, John Mayall's Blues Breakers, a few other decent bands as well. But that's what I grew up listening to, and American blues and American rock and roll. One of my favorite records is 1955. Who is that? It'll come to me in a minute anyway. Land of Music, America. That's why I live here.
Yeah, that's nice. That's awesome. You've been here how long now?
First came here in 69. I moved here in 63. Got my green card in, sorry, not 63, 73. Got my green card in 76. We were on tour with the Faces, and I remember getting it in the post, and I went, nearly an American.
Yeah.
And I'm going to become a citizen. I've applied for that. I figured it was about time, but I think sometimes you get so caught up in like playing and doing, and I've been busy.
Yeah, life and time just goes by so quickly.
Yeah, flies by. And about 10 years ago, I said to Linda, I want to become a citizen. She said, all right. She downloaded the papers for me. And I started looking into it, and then, I went on the road. But I talked to a lawyer about 2 or 3 months ago, really good guy in New York. And doesn't mean, do I have to talk like a New Yorker then?
Well, you've got a good influence. We both do.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Hey.
Remind me, what part of New York is Linda from? I don't want to misspeak the guest.
She grew up in Brooklyn. Had a brief sojourn in New Jersey, but Brooklyn is where her fondest memories are. And now we live out on the North Shore of Long Island.
Yeah, and Enja, of course, is from the North Bronx.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Westchester County.
Well, that's
So you know that when they get, let's just say, passionate about something, the accent comes out more and more.
That's it. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've noticed.
Actually, I talked to Ray Dorset, who was the singer in Mungo Jerry, and he was the lead singer in the first band I joined.
Oh wow.
And I talked to him about. Well, actually, he called me about 6 months ago, and he said, "You sound Australian, Rog." I said, "Well, I'm not." There's nothing wrong with the Aussies. I have cousins there, and I haven't been there yet either. We nearly got there 2 or 3 times. That didn't work out. You know what? We've been so busy here. We've been Canada and Mexico's about it, really. Well, that's not true. Sweden. We're going to Sweden next year. We're going to Finland next year. I think we're looking at some dates in Spain next year as well. But I know we're going to Finland and Sweden. That would be fun. Yeah, the Finns are brilliant, and the Swedes are brilliant. They're so well organized. They are absolutely incredible. Everything is like organized. We did the Sweden Rock Festival a couple of times, 3 times, I think. And they're so organized that buses come to pick you up and take you where you're going. And there's a different driver next time, but they're waiting for you and they know what to do. Brilliant.
That's awesome. And we have the link in the post of this show. We have the link in there for you to see what the dates and locations and how to get tickets for those UK dates.
Let me talk about it again, can I?
Yeah, I was just going to say, please give those dates and venues again.
All right. Saturday the 15th of this coming month, we're playing the HRH Prog 15th anniversary in Great Yarmouth. On Sunday, the 16th, we're playing O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire in London, part of my old stamping grounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to that. A bunch of our family and friends and my old bandmates are going to be there.
Great.
Then on Tuesday, the 18th, we're playing at the Band on the Wall in Manchester. I'm looking forward to that. Everybody said, you got to play there. It's just a small club. I think it's a 500 seater, but a bunch of bands said, no, that's where you want to play, Rod. So, hey.
That's great.
Actually, I've got friends from Manchester.
Yeah, a lot of great talent came out of there that probably have played there starting out and moving on through their career as well.
Right.
I'm sure. That's great. Well, you'll have to come back on when you get closer to finishing the new album after your break. We'd love to talk about that. And in the meantime, I have a new Roger Earl fun fact question for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. What is your, and maybe you mentioned it already, but just to be clear, what is your Stuck on an Island record? You've got the means to play one record until they come get you in a few months, and you've got your food supply. But what's the one record you'd never get tired of that you'd be happy to listen to over and over and over on that beautiful tropical island?
Can I have two?
You can have two because you're Roger Earl.
But you can't have three.
You could have three. You could have three. You're going to be there a while.
I'm going to stick with two.
Okay.
Muddy Waters live at Newport.
Okay, yeah.
From 1960, and Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus. Oh, and Humble Pie. Let's have got to have Humble Pie, and it's all started all over again. Now, we have a record player there.
Yeah. The dominoes just keep falling, right? Like it makes you realize all the albums that you love and you could be stuck on an island with.
No kidding. But yeah, no, Little Feat and Muddy Waters. Yeah,
Awesome.
I could survive on that.
That's great. So folks, you'll have to go listen to those. It's fun to get turned on to music that might not be new, but music that's new to you, or be reminded of something that you haven't listened to in years and years. I'm going to go do that. So Roger, thanks for taking time.
Well, I'm going now. I've got to go.
No, you don't have to go. We could sit here all day if you want and talk about anything you want. How's the fly fishing going?
I haven't done any this year. Been too busy.
The whole year?
Yeah, whole year.
Oh, you got to take a rod with you on the road then.
There's a couple of good rivers out here on Long Island as well, the Nessaquag and the Connecticut. I've fished them over the years, but not recently. Been busy, I have. What did we do? We did about 60 shows this year. There's a whole bunch of shows for next year. We're taking December off, and I think we've got some dates 2 dates in January, but we're going to take a month off. I'm trying to talk my wife to go down south somewhere and get some sunshine.
Nice. Who takes care of the vegetable garden when you're out on the road?
Right. That was a bone of contention this year, actually. You're not eating any of your greens, and you're not eating. Nobody's picked the tomatoes except the squirrels like that, and we had some deer that managed to get in the garden as well, but I put a fence around it. But it wasn't that famous this year.
No,
I was busy. And we were traveling all over the place. A lot of flying, a lot of driving. But you know what? You don't get old when you play drums. You get old when you stop playing drums.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. There's some food for thought, folks. So those of you who don't even play, it's never too late, right, Roger?
Well, drums are a special calling, and you'll need some understanding from either parents or spouses and or girlfriends. Well, I guess that goes with the same with any musician. It's like we get like this. It's like, well, let's see. Let me play some rudiments now. We'll do some of these. And that one, flans. And the girlfriend is saying, "What about me?" Well, what about you? What do you want? Want some paradiddles?
That's
um,
hilarious.
my first wife was very understanding, and my second wife was very understanding, except I was always on the road. And my third wife, I got third time lucky. She is also my manager,
That's right.
my best friend, and my girlfriend. So
Yeah.
I lucked out there.
I can relate. That's wonderful. And you guys are such a great couple. Enja is always pushing me to play more, like because I don't play enough. I should. And I'm starting to. I'm going to play more, I promise.
But the thing is, you need a band. I mean, that was the one thing when I first started playing, I didn't want to sit there and like do drum solos.
Right.
I mean, they're fun, like bash, but I knew I was never going to be a Buddy Rich or in that sort of league. It wasn't there. They come along in between. There's so many great drummers out there. I always wanted to play in a band, play for the song, play with the bass player. I always play with great bass players. Listen to that lead vocal, that lead guitar. It's a song. When you know when to shut up and when to like push something and pull it. It's like, I am so fortunate. And the one thing I know now is how fortunate I am. Most people have jobs. I don't have a job. I play drums in a band.
Yeah, I sit in once in a while. Otherwise, I just blast music, my favorite music, through a PA and just play on one of my kits. And
right.
I just love
it. Sometimes I play on the dashboard of my car, but that can get a bit dangerous while I'm driving.
Right. And I've been playing for the most part, I'd say 80% of what I play, I've been playing for 50 years, the same bands, some newer music by them, but the same bands. And once in a while, I'll play to something newer, or Anja, who is a huge jazz fan, will say, I want to hear some jazz. Go down, go play some jazz.
Yeah. The times I get a chance to hear other music is when I'm on the plane. I put my headphones on and I've seen most of the movies anyway. So I'll put on some classical music or go to the jazz things and all of a sudden I'm listening to some really cool stuff. That's where I listen to other music actually on the plane. But you can't really get your sticks out on the plane, so tapping on the seat in front of you. What are you going to do? Tighten up the pilot and do a paradiddle on his head? No.
Play on the cockpit door.
Yeah,
right. The cabin. There you go.
I got to mention. I've got a new stick maker.
Oh, let's check it out. Tell us all about it.
In fact, I talked to him today. That he's it's Bruce Salia. Salia's Percussion. He's down in Texas. In Houston, and he used to work for my other drum company, ProMark, and he went solo and sent me some sticks, and I really liked the way they felt.
Nice.
And I so they're called they're double-ended.
Oh, a butt at each end?
A butt and a butt. Because I always end up playing with it anyway because I like the way it sounds on the cymbals.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, bell.
Yeah, bells as well, and it was working for me. And so he sent me some samples, and I said, I love these sticks, and I should be getting them sometime in the next, I don't know, month or so. He sent me some samples of the wood. That's what I'm playing now.
Certainly changes the sound of how your drums sound because you're playing with a whole different.
And for years, I used double-ended sticks, and then they stopped making them for some reason. Then I tried a couple of others. Then I talked to Bruce Salia Percussion, and he said, "Yeah, I'll send you some samples and tell me what you think." And he did, and they're called Roger Earl's Rock and Rollers.
Nice.
Yeah.
have Linda send me the info, please. Have her email me his info. I'd love to talk to him.
All right. Yeah, I talked to Bruce this morning,
Great.
and he said he's working on it. I sent him the my signature and the Foghat logo and a few other things, and I'm looking forward to it. It's always good to have exciting new stuff to do.
Awesome. Always great stuff to talk about. Folks in the UK got to go see Foghat. It's always a great show. Legendary music, new music, and apparently a new album coming out this coming year. We'll talk about that when you guys are close to finishing up. We'll have you back on, and we'll talk in the meantime over the holidays, I'm sure.
All right. Hey, good talking to you. Always good talking to you.
You too. Thanks. Stay on the line with me for a moment. And folks, the link is in the post if you want to check out the dates, the venues, get your tickets, share it with other people that you know around the UK. And I'm sure they'd love a great turnout. It's a rocking show. I did it once with them at the Golden Nugget. Yeah, that was a blast.
Nugget.
Yeah. See you soon, folks.
Okay.
Bye everybody.